Why did Maine keep running when he succumbed to cyberpsychosis? Where did he really come from? In fact, Maine's mother was a jazz singer. She performed regularly in bars, hoping to seize the chance to become a star, queen of glamour. But one drunken night, she accidentally got pregnant with Maine. As for who Maine's father was, she had no idea. Back then, Maine was small and frail. To raise her sickly son, Maine's mother settled down in the U.S. state of Maine, hence why she named her son Maine. She gave up her dream of stardom and worked as a waitress for 10 years to support him. Yet the skinny Maine was constantly bullied on the streets. Every time he was beaten, he'd vow to grow stronger, so he started running endlessly. He was determined to change his frail self. Then his mother died. A hint in cyberpunk suggests that when someone mocked David's mother for making a living through illegal work to raise David, it was actually a reference to Maine's mother. A small detail, both Maine and David were raised by single parents, and both lost their mother. Stunned by his mother's death, Maine joined underground boxing matches. He had a talent for boxing, but his body was still weak. To be able to shatter his opponent's jaws, he got his first cyberware implant, replacing the metacarpals and phalanges of his right hand with metal. That's the origin of Maine's Iron Fist. Later, he joined the NUSA Special Forces, but 2 years of military service in South America, where he witnessed the atrocities of village massacres, made him leave the army. He then joined the afterlife, becoming a renowned mercenary. Maine had a massive amount of cyberware installed, transforming from a scrawny kid into a burly, powerful man, just like David would later become. The members of his crew, in truth, were all the vulnerable souls he took under his wing. Rebecca and Pilar, who'd just lost their father, Kiwi, who'd escaped from a brothel, Lucy, adrift and homeless, and David, an orphan. Maine used his iron fists to protect this group of unfortunate souls. But as the crew's leader, Maine was never sure if he'd grown strong enough. Pilar's death, in particular, filled him with anxiety and sowed the first seeds of cyberpsychosis. That's why, in his hallucinations, he kept running. It was a flashback to the days when the frail Maine was desperate to grow stronger. Worst of all, he accidentally killed his lover, Dorio. His journey had reached its end. It was both a suicide out of grief and an act of atonement. He could finally rest. So the mantle passed to David, along with Maine's burden. That's why David also snapped and why the line endured. Night City has no living legend.